Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a look at a warning interview that just dropped, and I believe just happened. It was done by a radio station in Brazil, Sao Paulo, it looks like. So I'm looking forward to checking this out. The actual name of the YouTube channel is A Radio Rock. It's about a 10-minute interview. My understanding is we learn a few things. I will give some spoilers. Move ahead 20 seconds if you don't want to hear the spoilers. There are not likely to be any collabs on the record, is what I'm understanding, and they have something to do with the Super Bowl this Sunday. They might actually be there. These are rumors for the moment. I don't know for sure. I'm about to watch this with you guys. Okay. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, just know I'm always looking at non-music content that features bands that are touring today. So if that interests you, please subscribe so you won't miss anything. All right. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Hey, we're The Warning, and you're listening to 89 FM, The Radio Rock.
All right, so I cannot start this without talking about Brazil, of course, because you performed for the first time last year, and now you're coming back for Lollapalooza. So what was it like finally scratching come to Brazil off your list, and what can the fans expect from this comeback?
Oh, no, it felt amazing to be in Brazil, and just like you said, like come to Brazil was like
it's the most commented thing on our feed usually.
Exactly. So we made it happen.
And that energy that you usually see on the comments, come to Brazil, you live it. The fans are so energetic and they really do give it their all in the shows. And to be coming back and to be going to Lollapalooza, it's such like a legendary bucket list thing to do. And we're so excited to be doing it.
Very cool.
And we have very exciting surprises that we're going to be sharing on that stage. And we really just can't wait for it.
Nice.
All right.
That's a
talk about
tease.
surprises. I want something, but let's hold for the audience, right? Now I want to talk about something very fresh. That's the song Love to Be Loved. There's not only a collaboration with Karen Leon, but we also found out that Teddy Swims was involved in it. So can you tell me about the steps of producing the song to the final results? Like, tell me everything.
Of course. We co-wrote the song with Teddy Swims. He actually invited us to be part of the song.
Nice.
And we worked really, really hard on it. And when the time came to release the song, he started a family. He had a baby and he moved. So he put a pause on his musical project, but he said like, hey, this is a great song. You should do something with it. And we're like, okay, thank you so much. And who better than to invite Mexican artist Karen Leon to be a part of it with us. We were so excited. He's a great artist. He has an amazing voice. Oh my God.
We're all just very lucky for us to have been invited to the song in the first place and then to be able to keep it and make it our own. And then doing it with Karen, a fellow Mexican artist, was just incredible. And it's just a very big mix of very different worlds, from Teddy Swims to Karen Leon to us. And the song is very special.
Yeah, and we can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Absolutely.
So it sounds like Teddy Swims started with the song, gave it to The Warning, said, do something with this. And then The Warning did something with it and then decided to get Karen Leon involved. That sounds like the lineage to me. So that's great news.
And still on collaborations, I want to talk about the viral image of a tracklist board from the new album with possible collaboration that you posted and deleted. Watching you. We could sneak some names like Hayley Williams, Tom Morello, and Demi Lovato.
Okay, does anybody know about this? Because I didn't see anything before they deleted it. I did notice that they accidentally put up Love to Be Loved a day early on the Warning YouTube channel and then promptly deleted it. Oops.
There, what can you confirm and what can you deny about that?
Okay, what I can confirm is that those collabs do not exist. They're like our dream collabs.
It was a dream board.
It was like the manifestation board. We were like, if we could have anybody on the song, who will we have? That's why there's a collab for every single song, because they're not real. Yeah. It was an accident on my part to upload that picture.
Oh my
and people started talking, and I felt so apenada, like I was just like very embarrassed because people are very excited about it and it's not real.
Yeah, let me tell you something. I heard so much about that. I heard people going, an entire album full of collaborations. What? Is this even a Warning album? And I'm like, well, hold on. Always wait till you hear it from the source. So it does not exist, but perhaps that planted a seed in Hayley Williams' head and maybe some other artists. I guess we'll have to see.
real. Like it's not happening.
We wish. We wish.
It's a manifestation.
It's about
word.
manifesting, guys.
It happens.
Exactly.
But is it happening anytime soon? No, not that we know of. I'm very sorry about that. It was a mistake.
It could be. It could be.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
Okay, so talk about real things. In this new writing phase, what's the biggest difference that in your process comparing to what you did on Keep Me Fed?
Well, we had time now.
Yes.
That was amazing.
We were able to halt
took a
touring
break
for a little while.
from touring. We got into the studio. We took the time to, search within ourselves, to pull out inspiration.
And I think we had like a very specific plan on what we wanted to do. Keep Me Fed was just like, let's keep writing and writing and writing until something happens. Mm-hmm. Over here, we knew what we wanted to happen and we wrote according to that, if that makes any sense.
Interesting.
And the album, like, I am so proud of it. I think it's our best work yet. It's so exciting. It's so new, yet so familiar to what we do. Energetic and honest and genuine. And we hope that people really enjoy it. It's very varied. There's a little bit of something for everyone. There's a bit of Latin flavor here and there. There's something that's a little bit more alternative. Some things are like a little heavier, a little bit more new metal. Like it's just such a big mix of all the things that we love from music in general. And I think we were able to put it in such
we tried a lot of music.
The warning lens.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm curious because what influences and reference could it be? Music, movie?
Yeah, before she even asked that, let me comment a little on Keep Me Fed. It struck me, while it did hold together very, very well, it had a feeling of scattershot to it as well, because there were songs that were so different from each other. I mean, if you look at 6 Feet Deep, Consume, Burnout, those are all very different songs from each other. And the list goes on. There's lots of others like that. And some have emerged as extremely strong songs, like Escapism. I think that song will get bigger with time. It sounds like they were literally trying new things, trying to find new collaborators, partially because they didn't have a lot of time, but also because that's a good way to kind of shake things up within your creative mindset. You can be re-inspired. And so it sounds like they've taken some of that re-inspiration and plunged it into this album. And we will still get some different styles. And I am not surprised by that. I think it's going to be interesting. Boy, for them to say that they think it might be their best, that's pretty good. I like that. I like hearing those words. Let's continue.
These are inspiring this new era.
A lot of things you wouldn't even think of.
A lot of early 2000s hip hop and R&B. Our producer Anton was really guys, I want to do leads like they did back then. And it was just, and people will hear our stuff and will probably not see where we connected that, but we saw it.
Yeah, but sonically, last album, Muse, Royal Blood.
Definitely.
So,
there's bands that we've toured with, I think, more than anything. Things that we have experienced live. And for anything visually, you have to see later. Yeah, you have to see later, and I'll give you the references later. But it's a little bit under wraps, but it's gonna be great.
All right, I love the reference. I mean, perfect match, I would say. So you achieved the dream of releasing a full concert film, right? And what's the next dream project that you have in mind? Because I know you guys love doing vlogs. Is there something that you want to experience in the future? Maybe different?
Oh my God.
You know what's really crazy? Mm-hmm. It wasn't on my bucket list at all, but it's happening. No. We're about to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're about to participate in NFL activities and be there on behalf of NFL Mexico. And it's
never thought that would happen.
How?
They're going to be participating at the Super Bowl? Is this going to be on camera or behind the scenes? What are they going to do? Are they going to be part of the show? Wouldn't that be something? I don't know. Okay, well, very exciting. I can't wait to see what happens.
Did we get here? And we just played a halftime show last year for the Arizona Cardinals. And it's so crazy.
Yeah. But it works so well. I'm very excited.
I'm super excited.
Yes.
Do you think that's why they just put out the after movie for that halftime show that they did? Maybe it's connected.
about to leave literally like in 3 days.
I know more about the sport now.
Yeah, we became fans.
Yeah.
So we're very excited for that.
I'm getting to the NFL thing, but first I'll say that 2026 is like a very nostalgic year. People are like very nostalgic nowadays. I don't know why, but your debut came out in 2017. That's almost 10 years ago, right? And what would you say to your past selves considering the journey that you've taken to reach this moment right now?
Oh my God, buckle up.
Yeah,
buckle up.
Like that's just starting.
Because I think all the dreams that we had as kids have been lived.
Yeah,
they've been coming. They've been reached, and to like extents that we had never really truly imagined. And I don't think we've ever, when we were younger, we couldn't see the dimension of what it meant to achieve those things and the amount of work that it takes to get there and the amount of people that you have to rely on to get there. So what I would tell them is like, chill out. You're going to be okay. And rely on the people around you.
Yeah.
We have been so lucky to surround ourselves with people that truly want the best for us and who work really hard for that as well. So it's a big teamwork thing. And if we rely on each other, like those steps will be taken in their good time.
That's a great one. And also you guys are just getting bigger and bigger, I would say. So in general, like how does it feel becoming an influence for new generation of bands and likely appearing in more lists? I know that Paulina was like the best drummer of the year. So like how do you feel about this recognition?
Honestly, if we ever get to be an influence to anyone just for being who we are and doing what we like, it's an honor for us to be able to be that for other people.
I have noticed it's now been over 2 years since we began our look at The Warning and started to really study their background and everything that they had done. At the time that we started, there were some bands doing Warning covers, but they were few and far between. There were some, yes, and there were some good ones, actually. But today, I mean, there's a new Warning cover every single week, if not faster than that. I mean, it has exploded. We have noticed the change in that time. They have gone from being not as well known to being clearly an influence on a large number of younger musicians. So this is an awesome thing. I just wanted to mention that. I've seen it with my own eyes over that time period.
It's very cute to see it when, you know, there's even like little kids who just like, I just started playing guitar and I would love to like be on stage like you. It's like, oh my God. I love it when that happens. So honestly, it's just an honor.
Okay. So I cannot mention that you mentioned before the NFL thing because you now became the first Mexican band to perform at the NFL halftime show. This is huge. I mean, right? Yeah. So this makes me wonder, and to wrap this up, what legacy would you like The Warning to leave in the history of music forever?
Oh my God.
Okay. Big questions.
I would like to be one of those like referential Mexican rock bands. I would like for people to think of Mexico and to think of rock and for us to be included in that list of people who have represented our country in this genre in the world. Because that's like we carry our flag very proudly in everything that we do. Yeah. And hopefully, like, again, as Mexican women as well, we hope to like just really inspire a lot of people to pick up their instruments, to try things out. It doesn't have to be in rock, but just in general, as women, we inspire other people to do what they want and to find the courage within and to find other people who support you. I think that's the best legacy we could ever ask for.
Okay, so honestly, I think that they've already made that list, even if they stopped today. Even if this new album didn't come out, I think they're already there. They're already among the best rock bands to come out of Mexico ever, as far as I can tell. I've had the opportunity to check out a lot of other Mexican rock acts. Ever since The Warning first entered our sphere, I guess, I've gotten a lot of requests for various Mexican rock bands and other Latin American rock bands. And there are some really good ones out there for sure, but The Warning just has something that is accessible. The reason that we stick with this band and have stuck with them for so long is the quality of the work that they do, the attitude that they bring to the job, how they put these things together. They're very intelligent about how they build their songs, and yet their songs maintain that original spirit that sparked them in the first place, so it doesn't lose that spirit in the process. You know, if you try to produce too much, it starts having a sheen that maybe you don't want it to have, and it kind of takes the listener away from the original intent of the song. That doesn't happen with their songs. I know that Keep Me Fed might be considered one of those albums where you weren't really sure the first time you listened to it with some of the songs, but as soon as they made it onto the stage and after they had a little time to breathe and grow, they became monsters, you know, and they had that spirit. I'm hoping that they are going to endeavor to avoid that on this new record, even though it's the same producer. You know, maybe there were lessons to be learned, maybe there was a conversation to be had, because some of these songs came off so much better in the live setting. Now, having said that, I recently went back and listened to The Error, the original recording of the studio album, and there are differences in there that you completely forget about, you know, that they moved on from. For example, there's a lot of extra vocals, backing vocals on Choke that are no longer there anymore. You know, and sometimes they took on a particular harmony that isn't being used anymore. There are things like that spread out within their studio catalog. I think that they are learning as they go. Again, I think that the last album, really, if you want to get down to it, was an experimental record, you know, with a lot of different writers and producers. This is different. Having the time, the last time they had time for an album, they came up with Error. So I think that's a good sign. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this. I want to start hearing some of the songs on the real record. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have our reaction up to Love to Be Loved, the collab with Corinne Leon. Very much looking forward to checking that out. I have a feeling it's going to be a massive hit. That's just a gut feeling, but we shall see. All right. So, folks, why don't you let me know what you thought of this? Sounds like good things are coming. They're going to be in Brazil on March 21st, by the way, for Lollapalooza, and they're playing other Lollapaloozas before that in Chile and Argentina. They're back. They're back, baby. They're back. All right. Thanks so much for joining me on this, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, folks.